Hi everyone and welcome to Back and Arms Day. So we're pretty restricted in the amount of things that we've got to do here, but we're going to increase the repetitions and we're going to really look into the technicality of some of the movements to really make sure that you get the absolute best out of it. So it's not just for your back or your arms, we're going to really make sure that the deep core muscles and back muscles are firing as well for us. So we're going to start just with a quick stretch and then we're going to start into some arm work and then we'll have a look at some lying down on our tummy work for back as well. Okay, so let's get over onto all fours, and like most of the days we're going to start with the nice cat-cow. So rounding the spine up to the ceiling, look into the tummy, take a good deep breath in here. And let's sink through the shoulder blades, through the middle back, the lower back, stick the bum up, look up as much as you can, really push the ground away from you here, inhaling, round the spine, exhaling, dropping bone by bone down, push the ground away, look up, one more time, big lift, and drop. Sitting right back onto your heels, reach the arms forward. And come in. So we want to make sure our back is warmed up. So we're just going to take one hand, we'll take this hand, reach in underneath. Come up, same hand, open as high as you can. You'd be surprised how hard that is, and reach. All the way in, and up. Follow your arm up with your eyes, 3 more, reach up, 2, last time, big sweep, and lift, well done, change over, reach in, and open, really high, challenge yourself to reach, and look, that's it, 3, 2, last time, and reach. Well done. Okay, so we're going to move into our press-up position. I'll just go this way so you can see a little bit better. With the hands just off the edge of the mat, we want the shoulder blades to sink down. Now what you're going to notice is a lot of work through the back in terms of form. Sink your shoulders, tuck your tail, pull in your abdominals, pull your heels together, and your option is to keep your hips where they are, lower your chest down towards the floor, pushing straight back away from this. So we did this in other videos. Draw in, draw up, inhale to go down, exhale to push away. So we want the elbows to go out but slightly back behind you. So aim them back behind you, and what you're going to notice is that my nose drops in between my 2 longest fingers. You keep going. You're dropping the nose straight line in between the 2 longest fingers and straight line out of that point. At no time are you letting your bones stick up or dropping your nose back behind your wrist. One more time. Tuck, draw in, draw up, inhale, and push back. Well done. Sit back onto the heels. Ah, lovely. Shake out the wrists. We will do a second set of those, but we'll take a break for a second. And we'll come down onto all fours, hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. Sink the shoulder blades again. Way forward into the hands. Lengthen the neck and tuck the tailbone down gently. Nice and easy, take one leg out straight. Pull in, pull up, and lift that leg very slowly and slightly. Blow out. We've done this before, so it should be nice and fluid. Extend and reach. And in. The most important thing here, keep going, is nothing to do with the arms and the legs. It's to do with your ability not to let your bum stick up or to round your shoulders, to keep everything nice and strong, to lift up through that lower abdominals, keep your pelvis strong and long throughout. Last time. And release. Sit back to the heels. Well done. We're going to do the second set of press-ups. I'm looking for about 6 to 8. See how it feels for you. Option to progress if you want to is to take the knees back more, but bring the weight forward. Sink the shoulders, tuck the tail in the same way, except the whole body goes to the floor as one. Inhaling down and exhaling to come up. Inhaling to go down and exhaling to go up. Keep going. So whichever position you choose, whether you're in box position or modified position, it's same rules apply. The nose is dropping in between the two longest fingers. You're slightly pushing your elbows behind you. You're inhaling to go down and exhaling to come up. Keep going. Your exhale will really help you to push up when you feel like you don't have the power anymore. The tailbone in both instances is tucked down. The abdominals are pulled in and up. And you're going for one more at least. One more. Inhale and push. Oh, that's hard. Sit right back onto your heels. Sink down and release. So stay where you are. We're going to take the fingertips towards each other at the chest. Push back the elbows. Stretch out the arms behind you. Pull those shoulder blades right back and down, opening the chest. And try and pull the arms up as high as you can away from your body. Stay here and take your head over to one side. Breathe and relax. Keep pulling your shoulder blades back. Keep trying to pull your head over. Come back to the center and again. And release. Rolling the shoulders forward. Reach the backs of the hands towards each other and forward, tucking the chin. Now, we're going to get those arms back behind us, and this time we're going to bring the fingertips to the floor behind us, fingertips right in behind your toes, open your collarbone, open your chest, roll your shoulders back, look up, look back, and really stretch out the front of your arms. Lean into it and lift your hips up, lower back down. So just keep going with that, open the chest up. Open the collarbone, pull in the tummy and lift. And again, lift. One more time. As you lift, really try and pull your shoulders back and pop up your chest. And release. Well done, come forward. So what I want you to do now is literally take your feet out in front of you to do very much the same movement that we just did there, except the legs are either knees bent here or legs straight here. We're going to reach back. Open the collarbone and the chest. Push up through the arms. Keep the collarbone open, keep the chest open. Pull in the tummy. Connect to the breath. And when you're ready, lift. Pull back your shoulders. Lift up your chest. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Really trying to straighten your arms deeply. Lean forward for 3, 2, 1. Open those shoulders again. Open the arms. So it's really important that you're pushing from the bent elbow right up to the straight elbow to get into the backs of the arms. Opening the chest. Pull those hands in tighter all the time. Here we go. Pull in, pull up, and lift. Now really pop those hips up. Look back. Now as I said, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Lower down and double forward. We're going to do 2 more. There's 2 things you can do. You can make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit harder. So to make it easier, you can bend the knees in and work from here, like that. And to make it harder, you can look to take one of your legs up into the air once we're elevated. So shoulders back and down. Open the collarbone, open the chest, pull in, pull up. Here we go. Lifting the leg if you think you can. Hop up really high. Stay for 3, 2, 1. Bum down, double forward. And last time. Open up. Pull in, pull up. And here we go. Lift. Again, if you think you can use the leg, lift the leg up as high as you can. Keep it straight. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Bums down. And double forward. That is hard, no doubt. Well done. So stay where you are. We are going to roll over onto our tummy. So rolling over onto your tummy, we're lying down. I'm going to give you 2 options here. The first option is that you rest your forehead onto the backs of your hands like this. And option 2 is a little bit harder, is to take both arms out in front of you like this. Now, whether you choose to activate the arm or not is up to you. You can still just hold this position physically without adding in the arms if you wish. Most important thing here for you, for everybody, is that the pelvic position is really, I suppose, in the spotlight. It's really the focus here. If your pelvic position is not right, you're not going to be working the muscles that we want to be working. So it's really important that we take a look at the pelvis, so that the bones of the pubic bone, the top of the hips, around the back here to the tailbone, that they are not dipping forward, which is what they naturally do when we lie down. So we're trying to pull back on the hip bones, actively push the pubic bone towards the floor and the tailbone down between the legs. So rather than the bone going up into the air, it's the total opposite of pulling back. I should, and you should be able to slide your hands in underneath your hip bones as you pull back. If they were in a natural position, they'd be down on the ground. So try and really work to pull back. What you should notice, I don't know if you can see it really well, is if I'm relaxed, I've got an arch here. If I activate here, this back lifts up towards the ceiling and lengthens out. And that's what we're looking to do, is to really create space between each of the vertebrae, and also to keep the pelvis completely stable, so that when we do utilize the legs and the arms, that we are using the muscles of the legs and the arms. If your arms are extra, well, regardless of where your arms are, you need to sink your shoulder blades right down your back. Tuck your chin in and rest your forehead onto the backs of your hands, or keep your arms out straight, back shoulder width apart, thumbs to the ceiling, sink the shoulders, tuck in the chin. Pull back the hips the way you did already. Keep the abdominals rolling in and up. We're going to stretch one leg. We're not going to do anything with it except stretch it. Reach the toes as far away from you as you can. And as you do, you'll notice your hip wants to drag down. Keep pulling back the hips and creating that space. And then see if you can lift your legs really hard. Stretch your toes, reach out your knees. Pull back your hips again. Pull your abdominals in. Hold a stretch. Release. Change over. So it's just the leg. One more time. One more time. And lower. If you're doing this with the arms, opposite arm, opposite leg. And again. So one more time, both sides, with focus, real focus on pulling back the hips, lengthening the leg, floating up the arm, sinking the shoulder blade down, blow out and hold, release, and go one more time, both sides, or one more time, sorry, one leg on the opposite arm, lift and hold, and release. Well done. Come out of that position and sit right back onto your heels once again. And we're coming forward then, back down to the floor. So this is a very slow and controlled movement. And I don't like to leave it out because it's so important, especially the lives we're living at the moment where we're not getting that much movement and we're in positions where we're quite rounded forward, whether it's working at the desk or working at the laptop on the couch, or just not getting as much movement and sitting a lot, looking at our phones, the head forward position. We're getting weaker and more rounded in the upper back all of the time. So this particular exercise focuses on the postural muscles of the back of the neck and the space in between the shoulder blades to help us have, I suppose, correct that position naturally of pulling the shoulders back together a little bit and pulling the head back on top of the shoulders rather than being jutting out in front of us. So that's what we're looking at here. It's really important that you don't feel like this is a lower back extension. It's not. We're holding the pelvis really still like we did in the last position, and we're really working on this upper back and neck position. All right. So as we lower down, I want you to have your arms across the floor, wider than your mat, about like in this L shape. So in line with your shoulder, out to your elbow, up to your hand. Rest your forehead down. Sink your shoulder blades and pull back on your hips. So you have that space created again here, the lift in your lower back, and that's really important. Sink the shoulder blades into the body and imagine that your area of floor under your hands and arms is a thin sheet of ice. You can't put any pressure into or under it. It's all about keeping lightness in the arms and hands and keeping the work back in between the shoulder blades. Stay here, nothing changes except your forehead goes from close to the floor to pulling back away from the floor. But just imagine that you have a little piece of paper on the floor and you can't read it because you're so close and you're just pulling back to try to focus on it. That's what I want you to think about. And as you pull back, don't push into the hands and the arms. Don't let your bum stick up, keep pulling your hips back. Keep the length in your spine, come as high as you can comfortably or as high as you can without lifting your chin. Keep your chin tucked right in. Now as you hold there, I also want you to imagine like if you're a turtle and you're pushing your head forward out of your shell. So even though you're not going to move, internally you're going to feel a stretching the crown of the head forward. Keep the shoulder blades down, keep the head lifted, and lower. That's it. And again. Blow out. Back as far as you can. Push the crown of the head forward. And lower. Again. So internally, you're doing a lot of work. Even though you can only come to a certain point here, you're checking, can I pull my hips back a bit more? Can I take the weight out of the hands and the arms? Can I push the back of the head a little bit stronger towards the ceiling, even if it doesn't move? Can I push the crown of the head forward a bit more? Hold it. Feel it in between your shoulder blades, back of the neck area here. Hold it. Make that area stronger. Lengthen it and release. 2 more. And release. Last time. Pull back. And release. Slowly. Sit right back onto the heels and stretch. Well done. Coming back up. You take back the hands forward once again. Tuck the chin in. Open back. Pull the shoulders. Head over. I hope that felt nice. It should feel like a little bit of traction in the neck where it's tight and compressed, and try to stretch all that out. Tuck the chin right in, but pull the arms back at the same time. Head back. Forward. Well done. That's great. So well done. That was a great session. I hope you really enjoyed it. It was short and sweet as well. You can, of course, repeat that a couple of times or do it again as many times as you wish. But I think that's enough of repetitions for to get into the backs of the arms, the front of the arms, the chest, the upper back area that we've just worked, and then that lower back. Now the lower back that we worked in is really about the lengthening of the legs. So the more you can pull the leg out, it just pulls the ligaments, pulls everything out of the pelvis, out of the lower back, and just takes away any aches or pains or any niggles that you have in that lower back area. It's probably one of my favorite ones to use for anybody who is to give them some immediate relief. So do try all those again in your own time another day this week, just to really get the benefit of them, because you know you need to do everything a couple of times just to get it right. Thank